We are going to finish Act 3. We're on Scene 4, which is page 337, and you have to imagine this huge, elaborate banquet has been created, and anybody is there because it's the king's banquet, right? We're celebrating that Macbeth is the king. And so right now, Macbeth is, kind of distracted a bit. He has just sent the murderers off to hopefully kill off Banquo and Fleance. And in the meantime, they're welcoming people. Oh, thanks for coming to dinner and all that kind of stuff. So Macbeth starts addressing the crowd. Bottom of 337.
Yes. You know your own degrees. Sit down. At first and last, the hearty welcome.
Thanks
to your majesty. Ourself will mingle with society and play the humble host. Our hostess keeps her state, but in best time, we will require her welcome.
Pronounce it for me, sir, to all our friends, for my heart speaks they are welcome.
Thanks. See, they encounter you with their heart's thanks. Both sides are even. I'll sit here in the midst. Be large in mirth. Anon, we'll drink a measure, the table round. There's blood upon thy face. 'Tis Banquo's then. 'Tis better you without than he within.
Okay, so the murderer comes up and he still looks like he murdered somebody. He comes to this banquet and he's like, "Psst, come here, come here." And Macbeth goes over to talk to him. And he's like, "Okay, so it looks like you did the deed."
Is he dispatched?
My lord, his throat is cut. That I did for him.
You are the best of the cutthroats. Yet he's good that did the like for Fleance. If you did it, you're the nonpareil.
Most royal sir, Fleance is escaped.
Then comes my fit again. I had else been perfect, whole as the marble, founded as the rock.
So he's like, well, crap. Now I'm in a pickle because I would have been fine if you'd gotten Fleance, but now who knows where he ran and told his big blabberty mouth to.
As broad and general as the casing air. But now I'm cabined, cribbed, confined, bound into saucy doubts and fears. But Banquo's safe.
Aye, my good lord, safe in the ditch he bides with 20 trenchant gashes on his head, the least a death to nature.
Thanks for that. There the grown serpent lies. The worm that's fled has nature that in time will venom breed. No teeth for the present. Get you gone. Tomorrow we'll hear ourselves again.
My lord.
My royal lord, you do not give the cheer. The feast is cold, that is not often vouched. What
So she's like, hey, Macbeth, you were supposed to, make a toast.
'tis a making, 'tis given with welcome. To feed were best at home. From thence, the source to meet is ceremony. Meeting were bare without it.
Sweet remembrancer.
Now here comes the ghost of Banquo. Yes, he appears on stage. And it's so that the audience understands what Macbeth is talking about, and when he starts freaking out.
Now, good digestion wait on appetite, and health on both.
May it please your highness, sit.
Here have we now our country's honor roofed, were the graced person of our Banquo present, who may I rather challenge for unkindness than pity for mischance.
His absence, sir, lays blame upon his promise. Please it your highness to grace us with your royal company.
The table's full.
Here is a place reserved, sir.
Where?
Here, my good lord.
Okay, he freaks out because Banquo came in and sat in Macbeth's seat. So that's why he thinks the table is full. And then he looks over and he's like, oh, crud.
What is it, moved your highness?
Which of you have done this?
What, my good lord?
Thou canst not say I did it. Ne'er shake thy gory locks at me.
So he's kind of having an argument, he thinks, with the ghost. The ghost might be pointing at Macbeth, and Macbeth's like, you can't say I did it because he didn't actually do the deed. He just sent somebody else to do it.
Gentlemen, rise. His highness is not well.
Sit, worthy friends. My lord is often thus, and has been from his youth.
Lady Macbeth is always quick with a lie. She tells everybody, don't worry, I know he's freaking out, but you know what? He does this every once in a while. He's been like this forever.
Pray you, keep seat. The fit is momentary. Upon a thought he will again be well. If much you note him, you shall offend him and extend his passion. Feed and regard him not. Are you a man?
Okay, so she gets everybody settled, and she runs over to Macbeth, and the first thing she does is insult his masculinity again. Are you a man?
I am a bold one that dare look on that which might appall the devil.
Oh, proper stuff. This is the very painting of your fear. This is the air-drawn dagger which you said led you to Duncan.
All right, she's like, you're going crazy again. This is just like you said that you were hallucinating that dagger. Oh, there's a dagger before me, the handle toward my hand. So, she continues to try to be very two-faced, very sweet and wonderful to the guests, and kind of a bee to her husband.
All these flaws and starts, imposters to true fear, would well become a woman's story at a winter's fire, authorized by her grandam. Shame itself.
There she calls him a woman again. Well, you're acting like some scaredy cat woman.
Why do you make such faces? When all's done, you look but on a stool.
Pray they see there. Behold.
So she says, you're just looking at a stool. What is your problem? And he's like, can't you see it? Because he can see the ghost, but no one else can.
Look. Oh. How say you? Why, what care I? If you cannot speak too. If charnel houses and our graves must send those that we bury back, our monuments shall be the maws of kites.
Okay, the ghost exits.
It's gone.
What? Quite unmanned in folly.
If I stand here, I saw him.
Fie for shame.
Blood has been shed before now. In the olden time, a human statute purged the community. Aye, and since too, murders have been performed too terrible for the ear. The time has been that when the brains were out, the man would die, and there an end. But now they rise again with 20 mortal murders on their
He's talking about zombie ghosts.
grounds and push us from our stools. This is more strange than such a murder is.
My worthy lord, your noble friends do lack you.
She's like, hey, Macbeth, don't forget you're at this dinner in your own honor.
Yes, I do forget. Do not muse at me, my most worthy friends. I have a strange infirmity, which is nothing to those that know me. Come, love and health to all, then I'll sit down. Give me some wine, fill full. I drink to the general joy of the whole table, and to our dear friend Banquo, whom we miss.
And whose ghost has just come back on stage.
Would he were here. To all and him we thirst, and all to all.
Duties to the pledge.
Away, and quit my sight!
Okay, so he freaks out because he sees the ghost again, and he's like, avant, which means get away. Now, he's saying it really loudly and looking at what other people think is nothing. He sees the ghost, but, and so they're like, dude has gone cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Let the earth hide thee! Your bones are marrowless, your blood is cold. You have no speculation in those eyes, which thou dost glare with.
And that, of course, is the description of a ghost. Let the earth hide thee, thy bones are marrowless, thy blood is cold, thou hast no speculation in those eyes which you glare with.
Of this, good peers, but as a thing of custom. 'Tis no other.
She's like, oh, don't worry, this is like a family thing he does.
Only it spoils the pleasure of the time.
What man dare I dare approach you like the rugged Russian bear, the armed rhinoceros, or the savage tiger? Take any shape but that. And my...
So he's like, you're just trying to scare me. You could be any kind of a ghost. And he names off a whole bunch of different things that would be scary, like a bear or a tiger or a rhinoceros. And he's like, take any shape but that. Now remember, he's still speaking very loudly in front of all of the other people who were there at the banquet.
Firm nerves shall never tremble, or be alive again, and dare me to the desert with your sword. If trembling I inhabit, then protest me the baby of a girl. Hence, horrible shadow, unreal mockery, hence!
He basically says, get out of here. If you think I'm going to be scared of you, I'm no scaredy cat, I'm no girl. So just get out.
Why? So, being gone, I am a man again.
I think we should take a...
Pray you! Sit still!
You have displaced the mirth, broke the good meeting with most admired disorder.
Can such things be and overcome us like a summer's cloud without our special wonder? You make me strange, even to the disposition that I owe, when now I think that you can behold such sights and keep the natural ruby of your cheeks when mine is blanched with fear.
What sights, my lord?
God!
I pray you, speak not. He grows worse and worse. Question enrages him. At once, good night. Stand not upon the order of your going, but go at once.
Good night, and better health attend his majesty.
A kind good night to all.
Night.
She's like, oh, sorry, I guess he's not feeling well. We'll have to cut the banquet short.
It will have blood, they say. Blood will have blood.
Blood will have blood. In other words, you know, if it's kind of an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. If you do something wrong, karma's going to come back and bite you in the rear end.
Stones have been known to move, and trees to speak. Prophecies and understood relations have, by magpies and crows and rooks, brought forth the secretest man of blood. What is the night?
Almost at odds with morning, which is which.
How say you that Macbeth denies his person at a great bidding?
So he's like, you know, I did not see Macduff at this banquet. Did he say anything to you?
Did you send to him, sir?
I hear it, by the way, but I will send. There's not a one of them, but in his house I keep a servant paid.
In other words, he has a spy in Macduff's house.
I will tomorrow, and betimes I will, to the Weird sisters. More shall they speak. For now I am bent to know by the worst means, the worst.
So he says, okay, you know, I'll deal with Macduff tomorrow, but in the meantime, I need to go see those witches again, because I need to know what's the worst thing that can happen. Like, they need to tell me something else.
For mine own good, all causes shall give way. I am in blood, stepped in so far that should I wade no more.
In other words, I shouldn't kill anybody else, which is probably a good way to go.
Returning were as tedious as go o'er. Strange things I have in head that will to hand, which must be acted ere they may be scanned.
You lack the season of all nature's sleep.
Come, go to sleep. My strange and self-delusion is the initiate fear that wants hard use. We are yet but young indeed.
All right, that's the end of that scene. We are on page 342, ready for scene 5. It's a short scene. This scene is the witches. We see them again, and the lead witch is there, Hecate, and she is not very happy with them. She's like, you've been playing with the mortals again. You need to knock it off. So here we will hear all of that.
Why, how now, Hecate? Queen of witches? Oh, you look angrily.
Okay, so Hecate is there. Listen to her, what she says. This is in verse. Okay, this is written in iambic pentameter with a rhyme scheme. And a lot of the rest of the play is just in blank verse, meaning it's not in a rhyme scheme or, you know, in particular anything. So ask yourself why. Why is this particular scene in verse?
Have I not reason? Beldams as you are, saucy and overbold. How did you dare to trade and traffic with Macbeth in riddles and affairs of death? And I, the mistress of your charms, the close contriver of all harms, was never called to bear my part or show the glory of our art. And which is worse, all you have done has been but for a wayward son, ends now. Get you gone, and at the pit of Acheron, meet me in the morning. Thither Macbeth will come to know his destiny. Your vessels and your spells provide, your charms and everything beside. I am for the air. This night I'll spend unto a dismal and a fatal end. Great business must be wrought ere noon.
So she's like, okay, let's meet. They're always deciding where they're going to meet. And we're going to, give Macbeth his due because you guys screwed up by telling him things. So we need to just finish this off, go ahead and kill him off, and things will go back to normal.
Upon the corner of the moon there hangs a vaporous drop profound. I'll catch it ere it come to ground, and that distilled by magic's lights shall raise such artificial sprites as by the strength of their illusion shall draw him onto his confusion. He shall spurn fate, scorn death, and bear his hopes above wisdom, grace, and fear. And you all know security is mortal's chiefest enemy.
So she says, I'm just going to show him a bunch of visions that won't mean anything. It's just going to confuse him. He's not going to be able to understand the prophecy, but he'll get it. And, he'll get his just rewards.
Hark, I am called. My little spirit, see, sits in a foggy cloud and stays for me.
Come, sisters, let's make haste. She'll soon be back again.
Okay, so now we go back to the palace. This is the last scene in Act 3, the very end of the climax. And we see Lennox and another lord are talking, and they're talking about Macbeth because Macbeth, his freak out at the banquet has really, people were already thinking maybe he was doing things he shouldn't have been doing, and now they're like, whoa, something's seriously wrong with him. So let's listen in and see what they say.
Lord Angus, my former speeches have but hit your thoughts, which can interpret further.
Say on, Lennox.
Only I say things have been strangely born. The gracious Duncan was pitied at Macbeth. Marry, he was dead.
So, Lennox isn't going to go out. You don't ever want to go out and start, talking crap about your leader if you don't know how the other people feel about him, right? So, even in America right now, that could get you in trouble. So, he's like, approaches this like, Duncan, really loved Macbeth. He really loved him, but now he's dead.
And the right valiant Banquo walked too late.
And Banquo, who was a really good friend of Macbeth's, has died now too.
You may say, if it please you, Fleance killed, for Fleance fled.
So we know Fleance has gotten somewhere and told about the murderers, and people are going to put, 2 and 2 together and get 4.
Men must not walk too late. Who cannot lack the thought how monstrous it was for Malcolm and Donalbain to kill their gracious father?
So he's like, yeah, isn't it terrible to think about how the princes killed their dad and then ran away? Again, he's like testing the waters to see if this other lord, Angus, is, with Macbeth or not.
Damn the evil act. But how it did grieve Macbeth. Did he not straight in pious rage the 2 delinquents tear, that were the slaves of drink and thralls of sleep? Was that not nobly done? Aye, and wisely too, for it would have angered any heart alive to hear the men deny it.
He's like, yeah, well, it's really good that Macbeth was so angry that he killed those 2 guards, because, I probably would have been angry and done the same thing.
So, that I say Macbeth has managed all things well. And I do think that had he Duncan's sons under his key, and as it please heaven he shall not, they should find what it was to kill a father. So should Fleance.
So he says, you know, if Donald Bane and Malcolm were here under Macbeth's purview, and Fleance as well, they might all end up meeting the same end as all these other people I've just talked about.
My lord.
But peace. For from open words, and because he failed his presence at the tyrant's feast, I hear Macduff lives in disgrace.
Now, so they're gossiping. You know, yeah, I heard that Macbeth wasn't very happy that Macduff didn't show up to the banquet, so I wonder what's up with that.
Angus, can you tell where he bestows himself?
The elder son of Duncan, Malcolm, from whom Macbeth withholds the due of birth, is arrived in the English court, and received by the most pious King Edward with such grace that the malevolence of fortune nothing takes from his high respect. There Macduff is also gone, to beg the holy king upon his aid to wake Northumberland and warlike Seward, that by the help of these good Englishmen, God above to ratify the work, we may again give to our tables meat, sleep to our nights, free from our feasts and banquets bloody knives, do faithful homage, and receive free honors, all which we pine for now.
So Angus is like, well, you know, I've been thinking that maybe it might be a good idea to, you know, settle this problem that we have in our country. The rightful princes are somewhere else, and things are not going the way they should be. And I think that Macbeth is getting ready to wage war against Macduff and Seward, is basically what he's saying.
And this report does so exasperate Macbeth that he prepares for some attempt of war.
Sent he to Macduff?
He did, my lord of Lennox. And Macduff answered with an absolute, sir, not I will not fight for you. The sullen messenger then turns his back and hums, as who should say, you'll rue the time that clogs me with this answer.
So Macbeth sends a messenger to Macduff and says, hey, you know, I'm going to start a war, so you need to come and support me. And Macduff tells the messenger, I am not going to do that. And the messenger turns around and is like, yeah, you're going to rue the day. You know, you're going to be sorry.
And that well might advise Macduff to a caution, to hold what distance his wisdom can provide. Some holy angel fly to the court of England and unfold his message before he comes back. That a swift blessing may soon return to this our suffering country under a hand accursed.
I'll send my prayers with him.
All right, so of Act 3, the end of the climax, you'll have to decide on your own which is the most important part, where things will never, ever be the same ever.